Welcome back to the Gweilo 60 channel, guys and girls. You know, there's a lot more tubers, Instagrammers, whatever you want to call them, red bookers and TikTokers, and you know, they've got the red bookers and they've got the 2 hours and all of that stuff. So there's Chinese social media and there's Western social media, and they sort of all combine into a social media frenzy of information that it's hard to all take in.
Yes, sirree. I'm not freaking blind, guys. It's Gweilo style. I think it's Thursday. You could die. Yeah. Son of a bitch. Geez, you know. Oh, yeah, because it goes on and on and on. For all you haters, there's something to chew on for the next couple.
And, you get the anti-China rhetoric out there, and they're mainly on YouTube. You know, they stay to the mainstream stuff because that's where they built their audience, and I don't think they could get enough traction on more of a left-leaning platform like TikTok or Instagram than the right-leaning anti-China racist hate-mongering bullshit that YouTube allows type thing. Okay, but you know, on the other side, the flip side of the coin, you get all of these new tubers and old tubers too. You know, the Daniel Dumbrills and the Reported by Medias and the Lee Barretts and you know, the Matt from Gweilo Nation. You get Max and Noelia from Mexicanos in China, a Spanish language thing. You got Tobez, you got, you know, which is mainly in Chinese, but he's a white boy. I think he's from England, if I'm not mistaken. I went to the Kazakhstan border with him here, I don't know, 7-8 months ago. But there's more. And sorry if I didn't mention you, but you got a lot of these new tubers in, and you get the basic new tuber stuff. Well, look at the big high-rise buildings. The subway is great. I built a channel just on these things, you know. Look at the parks, you know, me with my parks, eh? Like, you know, the roads, the high-speed trains, you know, the new hospitals, and the food, and the all-you-can-eat and all-you-can-drink buffets, you know, for like anywhere from 70 to 120 RMB. Well, you know, that gets old after a while, and it's a repetitive thing. And then after you've been in the business for a while, and it is sort of a business because you're shooting for more subscribers, you're shooting for more ad time, you're shooting for the algorithm that builds your channel so that you can get sort of paid for what you do. Yeah, it's part and parcel of the industry that we're in, you know. And sometimes you get offered trips to go to places like Xinjiang, a group trip, you know, and you get other tubers that go along with you, or Xi'an, or the South China Sea, or you get to go to you know, promote the white dolphins or the sturgeon, saving the Chinese sturgeon, or fishing in the East China Sea, or there's live streams from the top of the Shanghai Tower. You know, I've done it all, and you know, so you're traveling with media in China, and it's sort of a neat thing. So the first step is to build your channel. The next step is to you know, start going on these trips. Once you've got a following that you know, interests the Chinese media, and you know, actually, I think I might be offered a trip to Inner Mongolia, but that's not a for sure thing yet. So we'll see how that goes. And if they offer, I think I'll go on that one. My God, you gotta go stay in a ute, and you know, those are those tents that they're out in the tundra and shit like that. But you know, so there's different stages, and these new tubers, they're so awestruck with how China is so much more developed than the countries they came from, whether they're coming from the United States or Canada, Australia, UK, anywhere in the European Union, South America. It doesn't matter where they come from. China is so far in the future, and when they come there, they have the idea that China is some form of authoritarian hellscape that they've been told for years and years and years on the media that I always trash out and stuff, because they're not telling you the truth, they're manipulating, and they don't know that for sure until they land in China and they start looking around going, oh, now I understand that I've been lied to for years and years and years. And, and the same thing happened to me when I came to China back in 2003. And in 2003, China was backwards. Well, where I went, you go to Beijing and Hong Kong and Shanghai and Guangzhou and stuff like that. Well, Guangzhou was a little bit backwards back then too, but I ended up in Nanning, China, where there was 3.5 million people. It was like a whole bunch of villages had been just brought into the city, so it was sort of like a big village, but it was a city, and only one of our friends had a car, you know what I mean? So, and I watched it grow and grow and grow into what it is now. But the new ones, the new tubers that are coming in, I've watched a couple, and some of them are pretty damn good, you know what I mean? Like, they're young, they're intelligent, they're well spoken, and you can tell that they're honest people. And they're telling you sort of how awestruck they are about how China has advanced to the stage that it has, and they're sort of upset that their government has lied to them for so long. They're upset that their government, being a first world country, a developed country, is so far behind a developing country. And not saying China is totally developed everywhere, because it is still a developing country, but you get into the urban areas of mainland China, even some of the sort of rural, larger communities, and they way outclass anything that you see in the Western world, anywhere in the Western world. Even, Dubai or the United Arab Emirates or, Saudi Arabia and stuff like that. They're so far ahead of them. They just started with the 10G in a city. They skipped from 5G to 10G. They skipped 6, 7, 8, and 9G and went right to 10G. Where the West is still trying to figure out how to do 5G. They're stealing our technology. Well, I don't know anywhere in the West that's got 10G. But, the idea that you can jump on a subway for 20 cents and go downtown in air-conditioned, clean, safe environment, underground, with shopping centers underground, all air-conditioned, there's no garbage on the streets. There's none of this. You know what I mean? They've got street sweepers that keep their area clean, and they get paid a certain number of RMB a month to do it. And if the boss comes along and sees garbage on the street, well, they get fined, and that comes off their wages, so they make sure that their area is clean. In the West, they say, oh, you can't do that. Well, you see, that's where the rules and regulations of a country like China come in and say, well, this is a good thing because the streets are clean, people are doing their job, and that's just the way it is. I'm getting a little off topic here. So anyway, you get back to the tubers, and they land in China. They got a camera. They're setting up a YouTube channel. They've, they're well-spoken young people, and they start telling the world. And you see, the younger people that they're talking to, not the people that I talk to, because my main group is United States, then Canada, and then Malaysia, and then there's Indonesia and whatever underneath that. And I'm playing to a crowd from about 45 to about 70 is my main crowd. These guys and girls are talking to the younger generations, the ones that are coming up, the ones that are in the near future are going to make the rules and regulations for the countries like the United States and Canada and Australia and whatever. So they're telling the story, and a lot of people are tuning into those people. You've got some guys and girls there with millions of subscribers. They hit more people than the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times put together on their little podcasts or the videos that they put out. So you can see where the social media is becoming such a strong influence on that group of people, where they now they can get their information from people that they respect, from their own age group, from their own background, people that they can relate to, and they're on the ground telling you exactly what China's like, and they're not sugarcoating it. If they see something bad, they'll tell you there's something bad. If they see something good, they'll tell you that there's something good. And you see, that's what I've tried to do for the past, I don't know, 8-9 years I've been doing this. And even when I leave China, I don't badmouth China, because they're doing better than any other country in the world. They pulled over 800 million people out of poverty in the last 25 years. 800 million people. That's freaking near 3 times the population of the United States. Sure, they had a hard time at one time, but now they're prospering. Their technology is second to none. They can compete on the world stage. Purchasing power parity, they are the richest country in the world. They do more business with more countries around the world than any other country in the world. The United States used to be there in 2000. They've lost that lead. You know, so tune into these younger YouTubers. Search out, China content. Get the word from the horse's mouth, because they're sitting there in China as we speak, showing you what they're experiencing, and live through their eyes and listen to what they say, because those are the guys and girls that are telling the truth. Those are the ones that you should be listening to, not the anti-China rhetoric from people that either have never been in China, that were in China a long time ago, that have a bone to pick with China, that make money of telling you lies about China, because the American government, we all know the American government is out there giving money freely away to anybody that will say anything bad about China. And remember where the bullshit comes from. And that's another video from Gweilo 60. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to love me and hit that subscribe button. And until next time, thanks for watching. Peace out. Bye now.